Good evening and welcome to the Peace Circle. I am Gina. I'm a practitioner from Concordia Centers for Spiritual Living in Rhode Island, and I am here tonight for the Peace Circle. And we are here to be in this place of knowing, to be in this place of peace so that we are the change we wish to see in the world. Now, when it came to the Peace Circle, which I've been doing in other formats for almost 10 years now. And the Peace Circle to me was, how do I contribute to that peace? How do I become that? How am I that difference maker? So tonight we are going to go through that knowingness of who and whose we are. See, the Peace Circle is here to help me and each person watching to be in that place of knowing, to be and find that place of peace within ourselves so that we can contribute peace to the world. Because I can't create what I'm not. And sometimes in that hustle and bustle of life, when the chaos is happening and life seems to be moving either too fast or in a direction we wouldn't choose, it is easy to get caught up in the distraction. So the Peace Circle, we come together to know truth and to be that change. I always begin the Peace Circle with my poem, I Too Have a Dream, because I believe it sums it up. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin. Whether 2 legs or 4, plant or animal, we are all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dreams, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose, to share love and joy, to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other and truly understand that all is well. And when I know that, when I really, in the depth of my beingness, remember that Spirit's got this too, and by this, it's everything, then I am cultivating that peace in the world. My knowing and my vibration is adding to that peace that I choose to see in the world. So tonight's topic, because we always use one topic every week to get us to that place of how am I cultivating this in my own family, in my own life, in my inner circle. And tonight's topic is oneness. See, oneness is understanding that when I am upset with you, it's like being upset with me. That there is only one power, one love, one source. And in that oneness, in that allness, each one of us are individualized, perfect expressions. And even when it doesn't seem that way, even when it doesn't seem like people are living in their light, or I may not feel like I'm living in mine to the best of my ability, I'm still in that oneness, that perfection of spirit, that love that is divine, living and breathing as me, as each one. So tonight we're going to talk about, well, how do I do that? How do I get to that place of loving you even when I don't like what you're doing? How do I get to that place of being that source of peace in my family, in my personal life, in general, in work, in my community, in the world? How do I cultivate that so that I am that change? The first thing I want to talk about in oneness, as I was going through so many different writings, so many different teachings, and I know that what we believe, which Ernest Holmes wrote so many years ago, had so many little nuggets. So I went through, and as I'm going through them, they were each an aspect of this oneness. So I want to start right there, knowing that this teacher of our textbook, this teacher of the basis of our foundation, Ernest Holmes' words, that I was just told by Reverend Robert that he created this in like 15, 20 minutes. He wrote them all out. And because he knew what he knew what he believed. And when I am in that conviction of knowing what I believe, everything else falls away. So the first thing he said is, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome to the infinite self-knowingness of God. Indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. So all there is, all there was, all there will be. It was, and then everything else followed. That includes you, that includes me, that includes everything else. And the beauty of that, the universe as the body, the creation, Spirit chose to create you just as you are. Spirit chose to create me as I am. This is the perfect work of divine. And I invite you, as you listen to this first song, really understand that. Really understand as you go through. The second one says, we believe in the individualization of Spirit within us, and that all people are individualizations of this one Spirit. So this one power that is the Creator, is the allness, the all in all. As you listen to this, really breathe that in, that one Creator created and loves you, this divine parent, this allness. Just breathe it in.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings are heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power is what we are. One power, oh, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby. The serenity of sleep. It's the anger you abandon for the love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one power. Oh, it's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
And knowing that one power that is forever in you and me, it's knowing that there is nothing that is bigger than that one. That you'll notice in the background I have love, because I believe that that's what it's all about. Love and joy. I believe that we are here to be love and experience joy. That Spirit through us is that love and that beauty that is that divine nature when I remember who and whose I am. So going on with what we believe by Ernest Holmes, we believe in the eternality, the immortality, and continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. So you think about oneness, that each one that may seem to transition from this life, we may not see them. It's that knowing that that soul exists forever. We are spiritual beings in skin. We have a body, but we are spirit, and that spirit is eternal. And the beauty in that is knowing that when we lose a loved one, and I say that in quotes, when we lose someone, they're not lost. They're in that oneness, that presence. Spirit being all there is cannot lose part of itself. It's always existing. And in that eternality, in that wholeness, there's comfort in that when I allow there to be. It doesn't mean that I don't miss someone when their presence isn't here. So many of us over the past year have lost in the sense of the presence of loved ones. And it doesn't mean that we're not allowed as humans to feel. Of course, we're supposed to feel. It simply means that we choose to remember truth and know and know. So, today I invite you to be in that place of knowing as when things come up, and remembering that they're not gone. There's nowhere to go. There's only the one. And find comfort in that. And if you have difficulty in that, it's, to me, the only thing that we really grieve in the sense of anger, fear, any of that, is a sense of separation, is a sense of that I don't have what it is that I want. I'm experiencing something that I don't like. And in that experience, it's a seeming separation. It's not the truth. All that I need is within me. Spirit as me offers me anything. It's up to me to accept. If there's a time that I am not feeling that, I get to reach out to people, whether it be a minister, a practitioner, our prayer team that's here in the morning and the evening. You're in the right place to be in this place of knowingness. So I do invite you to be here with us and engage it with people. Remember that you get to feel different if you choose to. We are not offering anything positive to the world when we're not feeling positive. That's the beauty, I think, of emotions, is that we don't have to monitor every thought. We just can know how we feel, and we can go from there. So he goes on to say, we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. And of course, how can I, when I'm experiencing separation or feeling a loss, how can I experience that joy, that love? I get a choice. I can be in fear or I can be in faith, but I can't be in both at the same time. And it's so important to remember that I get a choice of perspective. In anything that I do, I always get a choice. So in this oneness of knowing that one mind has it all, that I need not figure the world out. I just need to watch my emotions. And, one of the sayings that I use is a checkup from the neck up. I get to decide how I will walk into the world today. And when things happen, as they often do, and today was one of those days, I don't have to stay there. It doesn't mean I'm faking it. It doesn't mean that there's a spiritual bypass. I'm having difficulty. Of course, they delivered the washer dryer at exactly the wrong time. I had a 15-minute window. That's the only time. That's when they came. So it was like everything seemed to go wrong. And, then it's not hooking up right. And so many little things. And talk about first world problems. My new washer dryer is giving me difficulties. You talk about how if that's the worst problem that I have on any given day, that itself is a blessing. But am I allowing myself to be angry and upset lose my day over it? Or do I choose to remember heaven is within me? The peace, everything that I need, it can be fixed. That one mind has the answer. What are you choosing? To be in the pain or to be in the knowing? To be in that love? So the next one is, we believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. The ultimate goal of life is to be complete freedom from all discord. So literally heaven on earth. And it is absolutely possible. There are moments that I may not feel it. There are circumstances that I walk through sometimes that may not experience that. But the more that I am centered in faith, the more that I can be that. And when I am that is when I become the blessing. That's when I become the peacemaker. That's when I am that vibration that makes the change in the world. So as you listen to this next song, I invite you to take the words in and be in that place of being a blessing to this world.
You are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the heart, I am the hands. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the heart, you are the hands. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the heart, we are the hands. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the heart, I am the hands, you are the heart.
We are the heart, we are the hands of spirit. We have that opportunity to be that, to live as that joy, as that love, as that peacemaker. We can cultivate that world that works for everyone. We can be that consciously. And the more we are in that place of knowing that, the more routine it gets, the better life gets. Living in the flow, not forcing things to happen, but to simply know and know that I know. So if you're here, I'd love to hear in the comments. Please feel free. Let me know that you're here. I would love to hear any comments that you might have. But I want to go on and keep going with What We Believe by Ernest Holmes, because I believe that it really does say so much about the oneness of who and what we are, what we stand for in New Thought, what it means to believe in this source, this love. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. It doesn't mean that the ones that don't feel it don't have it. They're just not acknowledging it. There are many times you see a child that'll be in school and they may not be doing well in a particular class. It doesn't mean they're not intelligent enough to learn it. Maybe they don't believe in themselves. Maybe they've never been shown. Maybe they just needed attention. Whatever it may be, it doesn't mean they're not capable of it. It simply means that they don't know it yet. And sometimes when it comes to that connection, feeling that indwelling spirit, Jesus said the Father and I are one. He was here to teach us, this master teacher, to show us who and whose we were. It wasn't about just him. He was here to show the least among you, with faith of a mustard seed, can move mountains, to teach us how magnificent each one is. And it's not just some of us. It's any time we sit down to recognize, we remember who and whose we are. That's when miracles happen. When I am in a place of negativity, whether it's negative self-talk in my mind, thinking less of myself, when I am thinking less of someone else, whether it's anger, and for me, sometimes even self-righteous indignation, when I'm right. I can be right, or I can be a catalyst of peace. If I'm going to be right and tell you you're wrong, then I'm against you. And I am creating this seeming separation, and no good could come of it. There is no wrong. We're all doing the best we can to walk each other home. I believe that was Rumi. It's all just about doing the best we can to help each other along the way. And unity is knowing that it is up to us to come together and love all. All. Animals are to me, so easy to love. Especially, I love dogs especially. They're just pure love. They'll sit and, there's just so much about them that they wait all day for you. They'll do anything for you. They'll just so loyal to you. They don't know how not to be. That love that is so easy and so natural, it's for all. And we get to choose to be in that space of loving forgiveness. If you have children, it doesn't matter what they do, you're going to love them. You may be angry with something they did, but you're going to love them. It's in the DNA. It's just part of the nature, let alone that divine love. So in that unity, there is no against. It doesn't matter what color skin or background, what country. There is no against. We are one. So it's remembering that. And Ernest Holmes goes on to say, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. So when you are in that place of awareness, you get the opportunity to be that truth, to be that light, to radiate that to the world. As the hands, the heart, you are divine's messenger. And not just the good deeds that you do, but every smile, every positive thought brings the vibration of this planet and in our entire existence and the allness. It brings it all up. So to be that change is to be in that peace and loving place. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. So that one mind is my mind. Spirit allows me access to anything and everything. You know, the World Wide Web, when we think of that, you know, you think of the fact that it can go anywhere. You can type in just about anything. There's information on everything right at your fingertips. Well, that isn't even a drop in an ocean compared to the allness that is spirit. Spirit is that allness where all came from, and I have access to that. It is my birthright to know and know that I know, to be in communion with and knowing that divine nature. That's why a brain on a table doesn't think. A heart on a table doesn't beat. But within the body, it is spirit that brings it to life, and I get that access. Am I using it? Is my mind open? Am I allowing for the influx of all good? And we get to use that. We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind. So when we do our affirmative prayer, we know that we call it treatment because it is healing. It is a healing process. It is a thing of itself. And that knowing in that one mind clears away the doubt, any seeming fear or separation, and allows that truth to come about. If you had a plant that you had in the ground and there were all kinds of weeds among it, sometimes it can't come to life. It's being squelched. How can it blossom? It's the same for us. We need to clear away those thoughts of fears, doubts, insecurities. Wipe away any seeming lack, any seeming separation, any thought of not good enough. You were created by the one. How could you be anything but perfect? You know, oftentimes our society leads us to things like guilt and shame. And I was raised with that. And there is nothing good that comes from it. There is only love. And when I look at you and I know who you are, not with guilt and shame, but of love and expectancy, then it gives you an opportunity to know yourself better, because I believe in you and I know who you are. I get that opportunity to everyone I meet, but especially within myself, to remember that. We get choices. And that one power, the word, that is the thought in that one mind, heals. Miracles happen all the time. It's that knowing and knowing that I know. Through that faith and conviction, amazing things transform. So through that knowing of peace and being that vibration, amazing things happen. It goes on to say we believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. So that divine parent, that divine mother, father, God, that infinite love is eternal. There is nothing that I could possibly do that would make spirit not love me. Spirit is me. We believe in as far as the word sin, it's kind of like it is an archery term. That's where it came from. You're missing the mark. It may not have been your best choice. We all do that. That's part of life. Sometimes it seems like it's the wrong choice, and there was a lesson in it that I needed to learn to be who I'm meant to be. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have been complete. So it's trusting, even in the seeming mistakes, that it was perfect, that all is well. Even in that, it's knowing that I know that Spirit loves me no matter what. Sometimes I have to remember that it's up to me to love me. When I say negative things to myself, I can be the one blocking my good. So ask yourself, are you blocking your good? And the last one is, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. For we understand that life of all is God. So spirit is that. Whatever you see, whatever you think about, it's spirit. It is that. So, when we look at, as I'm here in the United States, and I look at some of the seeming separation or the division or the againstness, I know that's not the truth. That is not divine nature that they're displaying, but I know the truth of who they are. Each one, as I am, is an individualized expression with free will. And I can honor that choice, whatever it may be. I do not have to agree with it. I do not have to carry it forth. But I can honor the Christ in them, that divine light that is within them. Ernest Holmes rattled these off in 15 minutes. Imagine just knowing with that conviction what it is that you believe to that degree. And in that, there hasn't been anything changed to it. It is the basis of our teachings. This allness, this unity, this oneness. So as you listen to this next song, I invite you, it's India Ari in one. I invite you to just listen and be in that vibration of that one love, that one.
Billions live their lives that Muhammad, Krishna, or the Buddha are the way. Still some believe it's right to say in the name of Jesus when you pray. We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Some say God's a him. Still many believe that he is a her. Does God live in our hearts? Or is she somewhere out there in the universe? We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. How far will we have to go before we learn the lesson? Gandhi was a Hindu, Martin Luther King a Christian. Regardless of religion, they knew love was the mission. And it all comes down to one. Is there no God at all? Or a pantheon of gods up in the sky? We can heal our broken heart if we give up the desire to be right. We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions. And we all want the same things. Health, love, prosperity, and peace. Tolerance is the seed. And the gift of your acceptance is the tree. We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions. And it all comes down to one. Whether you are red, brown, yellow, black, or white, a man with a husband or a woman with a wife, we can debate until the end of time who's wrong and who is right, but we can see ourselves as one, because it all comes down to love. We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one.
Starting out with any new project in software,
And it all comes down to one. So the question is, are we remembering that in everyday life? Am I remembering who and whose I am? I love that song by India Ari. We are that power of divine lies within. The question is, am I using it? Am I knowing what power resides within me? Am I in that place of knowingness, in communion with what I choose? Or am I blinded by distractions? And the outside world has a whole lot of distractions. And, you know, there's a lot of different religions, and it talks about that in the song. And it doesn't matter. I love the analogy of using, you know, religion or spirituality as a mountaintop, as if spirit were on the top of the mountain and a seeker is on its way. And I love that analogy because I look at different paths of religion as just different paths up on that hill, on that mountaintop, on the way to finding that truth. And it doesn't mean that one way is right and one way is wrong. It's just different. So I often, you know, I tell people, however you find your spirituality, whether it's in nature, whether it is in a center, whether it is, you know, when you're reading something and you know the truth, oftentimes music, especially, I can be in that place. It can bring me to that place of love like nothing else, that place of knowing. It reminds me of truth. That's why I use it so much in the Peace Circle, because it's an international language. And we all want the same thing. We all want health and prosperity. We want our loved ones to be well. We all want the same thing, to be loved and accepted, to be happy. That's what we all want. And it comes out in different ways sometimes. Sometimes people are very angry. And we don't know what made them that way, but they come across as just very angry. And the truth is that that anger isn't real anger. That anger is a call for love. Anytime I see someone that is, or even if I'm not in the best of mood, it's always a call to love. That's what heals. That's what calms. That's what, that faith, that knowingness, that when that washes over me, all is well, and I remember it. So sometimes it's about being in that place of reminding myself on a daily basis. That's where those routines come in. That's where programming like this channel comes in, where there's so much wonderful, positive messages. We're here to be truth, to live in that light and shine that light to others, to radiate that love. And the more that each one does it, the closer to that, that world that works for everyone we get. I cannot be mad at you and allow love at the same time. Any bit of anger or resentment that I holds me back from my divine light, from my radiance. And it's being in that awareness that there is no against, that I need not fight anyone, that I simply know truth. And in that knowing, spirit, as the law, finds a way. I just need to know and know that I know. And the more certain of it as that I am, the faster the demonstration. We live in a world that often looks at things like gender or race, age. There's a lot of isms in the world. One of the things I loved most about Concordia CSL, when I first walked in, was we have many couples that are, same-sex couples openly that will hold hands or put their arms around each other. And I thought, what a wonderful place that I can walk in and see this expression of love, that people can just be people, younger, older, whatever it may be. People are just people, accepted fully for who they are, embraced as is. They don't have to act like anyone else. It doesn't have to be like any place else. It can just be perfect as it is and keep getting better. And that's what this teaching is all about. It's about being that. I have a poem that I'd love to share with you, and it's called Oneness. Sickness and sadness that turns into fear. At some point, fear wandered, with poison revealed. It began long ago, when as a dream he believed he was left alone, as a child without its parents, never knowing or understanding where to go. This fear led to confusion, eventually to hate. Yes, his anger and resentment created his fate. This imaginary darkness hovers when your mood is low. It creeps its way in without even being known. This dream of separation from the father to his child led to belief in the devil, who taunts with desire. As with the light of the morning sun, healing can always be revealed. For illness, addiction, guilt, and shame were never real. Only love is real, and God who reveals. There was never true darkness, only a twist of the earth, and there was never separation, only misinformation at birth. Our life and soul is from one. The same is true of each and every one. So true healing is not a casting out of darkness or fear, but simply when the knowing that you were never apart from the one is revealed. Spirit is always there, arms open, waiting to be beckoned in, waiting to be remembered. And in that knowing, in that allness, I get to choose. So I invite you as we practice this, and that's all that life is practice. Be in that place of knowing that it is a choice. It's a choice of what is revealed. On any given day, in any given moment, I can look at something that I don't agree with and choose again. And the last song that I have to play tonight that I would really love to play is Power of One, because this is the power that you have. This is the power that you choose. And I invite you to listen to this and be in this place of knowing the power of who you are. Settle into that allness, the magnificence of your Creator, knowing and loving you as perfection.
Maybe you're the one to start it. So let it begin with me. Oh, now. What if it all depended on me to change the world, to change the world? What if my only responsibility was to change the world, change the world? Let me be the one to start a revolution. Let me sing, yeah, my song to the people of the world. It all begins with one, the power of one. Joining the hundreds of millions of people believing in one, the power of one. Don't hang around. Stand up or sit down and believe we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Together, ooh. What kind of love can conquer disease? Change the world, change the world. What can I do to make poverty history and change the world? Change the world, let me be the one. Start a revolution. Come on, yeah. Let me sing my song to the people of the world, yeah, to the children of the world. All begins with one, the power of one. Joining the hundreds of millions of people believing in one, power of one. Don't hang around, stand up or sit down and believe we can change the world. Together we can change the world. together. Please don't close your eyes, don't close your eyes. Please don't turn away. Let your voices rise. Put love on display and make a difference now. Do you believe you and me can make a difference now? Oh, it all begins with one, the power of one. Joining the hundreds of millions of people believing in one, the power of one. Don't hang around, stand up or sit down and believe we can change the world. Together, yeah, we can change the world. Together, we can change the world. Together, say.
And we can change this world together. We get the opportunity to do that. We get the opportunity to remember who and whose we are. You are created of that oneness, as each one is, with no greater or lesser opportunity than anyone else. When we look through history, it has always been one person that stood up and made tremendous change in the world. You know, there's Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, Gandhi. You look at Jesus, Muhammad, and for us in New Thought, and especially CSL, you look at Ernest Holmes. Look at the difference that one man made in a way of thinking, in a way of teaching that was understood to show us this allness. So you have that within you, that spark of divine is no lesser or greater than anyone else. And when we embrace that, we get the opportunity to be that, to shine that light, to be that peace, to cultivate that love and acceptance, and not just tolerance, but full acceptance and love, embracing any and everyone. I don't need to change you. I just need to know who I am. And when I know that, then I'm at peace. You know, we are all in that puzzle called life. And each one is meant to be individual. You know, it doesn't matter how big the puzzle is. If you look at 1,000-piece puzzle as opposed to a 100-piece puzzle, every piece is different. It has to be that way, or the puzzle will not work. You are in this beautiful mosaic called life. Accept and love the piece that you are, knowing that you are brilliant and perfect, and that the world needs you to claim your gifts, to use your gifts, to be the gift, to be the change that you wish to see. Your one within the oneness makes all the difference. So I thank you for being here tonight. And I know that as we go on into our evening, I know that it is blessed, that our time together that we shared in this place of knowing oneness, knowing love, knowing peace, that it is blessed. It is a gift that I give to not only myself, but the world. When I feel good, I raise the vibration. When we do it together, all the more. So coming together and knowing this truth, just a gift. And I am so grateful for all that has transpired. Grateful for the good that not only comes from it right here and now, but going forth into this week in that knowingness of truth. Knowing that all is well, grounded in that spirit of allness, knowing truth. So as you go into your evening and into your week, may it be even more blessed than before. And may you recognize each blessing. May you embody the power, the light, the love that you are. May you be that light in the world, not just today, but as you move forth into this night, this week. May you be blessed. And I say amen and blessed be. And so it is. So in full joy, full expectation of what is coming this week, I am in gratitude. Thank you for being here with me. And I like to just mention the joy is in the journey this coming Thursday. It's 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to have Laura Topper on with me. So it's going to be beautiful. I am looking forward to that. And I am looking forward to the morning prayer. I will be here with you this week, and I will be here tomorrow morning. It's 8:15 Mountain Time and 10:15 Eastern Time. The prayer team is always here with you, AM and PM. Please, be here and pray with us and lift the world with us. So thank you, and I look forward to hearing from any of your comments are always welcome. Thank you. Wishing you love and light. Namaste.